Hi everyone, and welcome to a bonus episode of The Vintage Company. My name is Julie, and I'm a corporate historian. And last week, I did a video on the history of Whitmans Samplers chocolates, which I'll link to below. But in short, Whitmans Sampler was introduced in 1912 and got its name because it had a variety of Whitman's most popular candies so that you could sample them. In a play on the name, the box was designed to resemble a sampler, or a type of embroidery used to practice needlework. Corporate legend has it that the Whitmans Sampler was modeled after the embroidery of company president Walter P. Sharp's grandmother. Sharp reportedly hired an artist to create the sampler design, and after 6 months of trial and error, Whitmans had one of the most iconic chocolate boxes of all time. With so much thought going into the design, I started to wonder if there was any special significance to the imagery Whitmans featured on the box. Samplers have been around for centuries, and the motifs used are often symbolic and can offer a glimpse into the stitcher's life, their birth, their home, their families, and even broader events taking place. So what's the meaning behind the motifs on the Whitmans Sampler? To find out, I turned to Patricia Andrle's and Lesley Rudnicki's very helpful book, Sampler Motifs and Symbolism, which is essentially a dictionary of American and European sampler motifs. Let's start at the top of the Whitmans Sampler Box. So we see that there's a basket of flowers right in the middle above the Whitmans name. According to Andrle and Rudnicki, this means hope, friendship, and love, which seems very appropriate for a box of chocolates. I wasn't sure what these are, but I think they're strawberries, which means perfect righteousness. And I believe these are tulips, which can mean perfect love or the Holy Grail. You choose. The dog in the lower right corner means loyalty and protection, and I'm not sure about the baby chick, but chickens mean charity. I don't think there's a specific meaning to the house with the tree other than it may represent the stitcher's own home. Perhaps it was Walter Sharp's grandmother's house. And the dragon in the upper left, which is by far my favorite emblem on the entire box, apparently means evil, chaos, sin, and paganism. Around 1954, Whitmans actually replaced the dragon with a robin, whose meaning is confiding trust. And I have to wonder if it's because someone pointed out to them that they have a symbol for evil and sin or whatever on their chocolates. But who knows? On the side, we have a really eclectic group of symbols, including a cat, which means deceit, love of ease, and freedom. A rocking horse, which I don't know about the rocking part, but horses mean masculinity, vitality, pride, speed, grace, and ardor. A ship, which means a ton of different things, including hope, security, and marriage. A rocking elephant, which elephants mean ponderousness and temperance. And a tree, which means dynamic growth, seasonal rebirth, and regeneration. So there's a lot going on here, and what does it mean altogether? There are definitely several symbols of love and romance, like the ship, tulips, and basket of flowers, but everything else feels all over the place. It's possible that since the Whitmans Sampler was modeled after Walter Sharp's grandmother's, the motifs had significance to her and to her life. It's also not uncommon to see samplers with the alphabet, or poems, or Bible verses, so maybe her sampler was designed to tell a specific story. The Whitmans Sampler Box design has changed a lot since the 1940s, and the box today features only a basket of flowers and a robin. Hope, friendship, love, and confiding trust. As a side note, Whitmans actually amassed a huge collection of American and European samplers from the 17th, 18th, and 19th centuries. I thought maybe Whitmans purchased these samplers for research during the initial design process, but the collection was actually assembled between 1926 and 1964, over a decade after Whitmans Sampler was introduced. Whitmans purchased these samplers from local families and dealers and apparently hung them in company stores. In 1969, Whitmans donated its collection of 578 samplers to the Philadelphia Museum of Art, where they remain today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little video. If you'd like to learn more about the history of companies and their products and their secret cross-stitching symbolism, please consider liking and subscribing below. Thank you again, and I'll see you next time.